Hello and welcome to your Anna exclusive. Hope you're all doing well, girls. It's going to be a tough one. We need to unpack this. We need to discuss, really get to the nitty gritty of this, because I know it's at the back of all of our minds, but we're just a little bit scared to have the discourse, to really, scrape through, cut through, dissect, and really get to the bottom of this. Again, I put it to you, why is health your wealth? How can you get closer to wealth? Obviously, through, caring about your health. It's the only way. And why is it that in these communities, we have people so overweight, I just can't say it enough. And I'm not sure if it's, a lack of not knowing, because in actual fairness, we have so much information about obesity, about diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and all of which, is all around us. Even if you're living under a rock, I'm sure you know how detrimental obesity can be. It's actually a no-brainer. But there must be something, a driving force that's keeping these minorities and communities that overweight. Now, don't get me wrong. We do have Caucasians that are big. But with all that is against minorities and communities of colour, I would really hope that not as many of them would be overweight and obese, to sort of cut down on some of the stigmas they have already, unbeknownst to them, without their knowing, something that they can't change around all those stigmas around them and all of those, judgments around them. But we're going to unpack this. We are going to unpack it. So what is the key to actually staying skinny? How can you ensure that you have that ultimate health and financial insurance? It's a simple question. If you sit down and really think about it, in your four closed walls, help yourself to have cabin fever over that question. Just let it marinate. The ultimate health and financial insurance. Why do you need it? Why do you need to insure yourself, for yourself first, not anyone else, for you? Why do you need to ensure that you have that ultimate health and financial insurance? Well, obviously, what is the key to escaping generational poverty? How do you avoid chronic illness? How do you climb the social ladder? If it was that simple as asking those questions and, daily marinating and just pondering on those questions, would it be as complicated for minorities and people of colour to stay healthy? If they were pondering on that and focusing on that, wouldn't they be able to stay healthy and be in a normal, healthy range, a normal BMI? Would the BMI scale have to be skewed specifically for people of colour or minorities? Because at the moment, if you are of African descent, Caribbean descent, or minority, the BMI scale is skewed specifically because they deem those communities to just be bigger. And why is that? Why do we have all the information but choose? Why is that choice? Why is that choice being made? And have you ever wondered why some communities, why do they seem trapped in that cycle of sickness? It's that perpetual rat trap of sickness and financial struggle. Do you not see that the two overlap? They both intertwine together beautifully to make a vicious cycle of poverty and obesity. And what does poverty and obesity lead to? Well, we all know, but the thing is, we need to be very diligent about thinking. Again, I bring the question to you. How do you get to a higher social ladder? And how do you avoid chronic illness? So again, let's go back. This is something we need to really delve into. Right. So it's like these communities are trapped in this cycle, this vicious cycle, right? And it's just a thing where many minorities, it's just like the answer lies in that harsh truth. It's that harsh truth where we need to unpack, like I said at the start of the video, we need to unpack and really dissect the situation because it actually reaching a melting point. It's so dire right now, and maintaining a healthy weight isn't just about looking good. It's actually about survival. Yeah, I said it. It's about survival. It's not only aesthetically pleasing to be able to fit in your clothes and have that sound mind of knowing that, oh, you can wear whatever you want, but actually it's about survival. So we need to explore why staying skinny or simply staying healthy is the ultimate form of insurance. It actually is your daily gift to yourself to maintain a skinny, slim, healthy weight for yourself. That is your gift to yourself. You owe it to yourself to actually survive, to not just be above water, but to actually thrive and live in a swimmingly versatile world where you can actually be that versatile, rare gem vessel of a goddess that is actually covered underneath all of that subcutaneous fat, that yellow, blobby layers of fat covering your abdomen, covering your thighs. There is some hidden stuff in there that needs to be unpacked. Whatever you're hiding, you can pretend like, oh, body positivity and all of that. But those layers of fat, that subcutaneous visceral fat that's covering that gem, that goddess, it needs to emerge. And that fat needs to come off. Naturally, you can do it 3 times a day in the gym. That's all you need. And walking everywhere, absolutely all you need. And eating salads upon salads upon salads for 90 days, your goddess self will emerge. Now, we need to ask, how can we stay skinny? Or simply just stay healthy in that normal weight body? That's the ultimate form of insurance. It's just protecting not only your body, but also your wallet. It's so important. The expense of being big, of being fat, is so immense. It's just, literally, it should go over your head how expensive it is. How you have to have dresses and, completely, you have to try it on and on and on. And coming from a place where I know exactly what that is like, from being slim all throughout my life, and then going to the land of the no-go, the land of obesity, just by not caring about what I was putting in my mouth and then reverting back to my natural state. I can say from experience that the land of the no-go, that is the land of fatness and perpetually being overweight, is an absolute no-go area. It's where you need to put your hands up in surrender and say, SOS, I need to be rescued. It's time now. I'm putting down the fried chicken. I'm putting down the rice and peas. I'm putting down the gumbo. I'm putting down candied yams. I'm putting down the fufu. I'm putting down the eba, and just say, I want to go to the land flowing with milk and honey. I want to reach the epitome of health. I want to be skinny. I want to be elegant. I want to let my full beauty emerge. It's as simple as that. Do not go down that slippery slope of body positivity, because you just get in that perpetual cycle of lying to yourself, that rat trap, that continuous going round and round and round that wheel, and never coming off and never emerging as your unique, beautiful, rare, beautiful person that is hidden under all that fat. And I know you can absolutely do it. Give yourself 3 victorious, glorious months where you're continually pondering. Play these videos as much as you can. I am here to help you as the big sister, little sister, as your counselor, your therapist, whatever you will have me as. I am there to root for you. I want your beautiful self to emerge. It's time we are realistic. Let's be realists. Let's be practical. Let's really be people that dissect things for what it is and find out how to be problem solvers. It's absolutely no good to shove things under the rug. Do not do that. Don't just keep piling things under the rug, pushing things under that carpet. Don't do that to yourself. Don't make yourself that sort of person. So we just need to protect ourselves. Let's give ourselves that insurance. Let's make sure that our wallets are not, going down, dwindling because of our mouths and us not being able to, invest and put our money in places that will actually help our mental health by investing, not by just investing in food, buying KFC, buying McDonald's. That accrues over time and you're not getting any benefit from it. So it's a lose-lose. Invest in buying vegetables, fruits, nuts and seeds, and the best. You are the best. You are a rare breed. You deserve to eat the best. Protect your body. Protect your body. Not only your wallet, your body and your wallet go hand in hand. Health is wealth. It gives you those opportunities. It gives you a future that you can at least have some joy thinking about and not your weight clouding over that. See, there is a disproportionate burden of being obese. And the reason why I'm going to say this, it may not sit well with some of you. You may completely not be happy with this, but it's got to be said. Someone has to say it. Why are minorities hit harder? Girls, why are they hit harder? Why do Black and Hispanic communities face the highest rates of obesity? I mean, if you can have some downtime to research on that question, it's absolutely absurd. The amount of articles, the amount of information, the amount of news articles on this question, it's like something that people have been trying to unpack and understand. Why is it not important to us? Why is it not at the forefront of our lives. And it's not because of laziness or a lack of care. It's the result of being systemically and systematically adhering to those barriers, just giving in, being the way that, you just want to subconsciously, you want to subconsciously fit into that bias, into that social stigma where, again, another big fat black woman, you don't want that, right? So why is it that we have food deserts in the projects? Why do we have so many neighborhoods that are flooded with fast food, but there's a lack of access to fresh, affordable produce? It's just like, why are there no supermarkets, grocery stores that are in the projects, for example? Do you see how that is is a systemic way that bias is being perpetuated for you to continually be big, right? And then it's like the stress and then the economic inequality, that all compounds. And then the chronic stress from financial struggles, right? And then the discrimination of all of that all leads to emotional eating. And then, again, it links to what? Just not coping well. And it's just unhealthy. And people see it and they know that there is a deep-seated depression there. It's just, having that limited access, it doesn't open doors for you being obese. It trumps your confidence. You can, put on the facade of confidence, but really, deep down, you are forcing that confidence. It's not coming freely from within. It is not an easy life. Right now, sorry about that, the obesity rates are over 50%, higher than those in white communities. How can that be? And with that, there is that tidal wave of chronic illness continually. Diabetes leads to retinopathy. I've seen it. It leads to retinopathy, blindness, amputation of legs, kidney disease, being on dialysis, going to dialysis 3 times a week. It's not fun. Heart disease, joint problems, not being able to walk or even get a can from your top shelf cupboard. Simple things, you can't even, kneel down to tie your shoelaces. You can't even load your washing machine if you have joint problems. You can't actually, get into bed easily. All these simple tasks that you take for granted, these will be affected by joint problems. Obviously from obesity, being chronically overweight. It's really something that, it really does bother me. I'm so passionate about this. I'm so passionate about getting as many black women as elegant and skinny as possible so that their true, authentic selves can shine. It's time they stop hiding behind the social stigma of obesity and not authentically wanting to shine and wanting to fall into that judgment space of being the fattest. Whether it's subconscious or conscious, that cycle needs to be broken. Obesity leads to diabetes. I don't know how many times you've heard that. You know it, but you still, I don't know whether you care or whether, again, it's that subconscious pattern of, eating badly and then afterwards wanting to set yourself off and then keep going again, and then thinking about it and then hating yourself afterwards. It's wondering if will you fall into this medical rut of having to manage your diabetes, depends what country you're in, having to incur those costs every year, and being that minorities, people of colour, are usually in a lower financial bracket. How does that affect low income already? Making these tough choices, paying for medication, how does that make you mentally tougher? And how will that empower you to want to reach upper echelons of society when you are riddled with sickness and completely trumping your mind with the thought of eating constantly? It's a real generational impact. It affects families. You are stuck paying for your bad choices. And when you're stuck paying for your bad choices, chronic illness is the reward. And why is it that some people eat so well, they still get sick, but you are choosing to actually self-inflict those sicknesses which can be prevented? There are some sicknesses that can't be prevented, but you are actually inflicting. You are saying, here I am, I want to inflict this sickness on myself. I'd like to eat this. I'd like to, eat all this sugar. I'd like to give myself wrinkles. I'd like to give myself lots of fluffy fat. I'd like to not be able to wear the clothes I want to wear. I choose to eat badly. I choose to be big. I choose to be obese. And then cover it up with the toxic poster, banner, holding up high, that body positivity, when in actual fact, it is not positive. And I said it. I have said it. It is not positive. It is not positive at all in any shape or form. Right? And obesity is the struggle for social mobility. It is. How often do you see overweight individuals in positions of power or elite spaces? How often? You just don't see that. And that's what we're going to unpack in the next video. We are going to unpack it. I'm definitely making another part to this series because we need to get to the bottom of it. I'm so passionate about it and I want to help you all. I need to help you all. However I can, we will start some sort of, we need to get onto that path where we have that support, where we have that network. We need to unpack, why are we doing what we are doing to ourselves? I finally left that no-go area from the place of delight and light and honey and milk. I went to the no-go area and I'm back again to the land of milk and flowing honey, which is the land of being skinny. And you can do it too. But first we need to, psych ourselves up, continually remind ourselves why we cannot go to that land of no-go, the land of not being fat, the land of just not going to the dark space, which is fatness. Let's be truthful. Let's stop all this body positivity because it is actually not helping in terms of ill health and in terms of climbing up the social ladder and actually being in any power of position or being elite in any way to actually help the community grow and thrive. Thriving is key. Being your authentic self is key. But how will that happen if you have these layers and layers and layers of subcutaneous fat, visceral fat, continue clouding all of your organs, masking your true inner beauty, merging your jawline and your neck together, giving you that short, stubby neck, no cheekbones. That is all hidden. The fat has hidden it and merged everything together in an amorphous, completely rough state. No matter how much put makeup on or dress, that needs to be addressed. You actually cannot run away from giving yourself that insurance, that health, wealth insurance of being skinny. The elegance that you have, the light that you will exude, the way you will be able to just sway yourself and square your shoulders and look upright and really say, I possess the key to my destiny. I have that inner skinny key, and it's time for me to open that skinny door and unlock it and walk through and let the showers of skinny blessings rain on me so that I can emerge forth in society as the true goddess that I want to be. It's as simple as that. And the moment you stop, swaying with all this body positivity and start giving back to yourself and your community, that element of elegance and being on top of your game and not being mediocre and really being able to shine forth like the diamond you are, shining bright like a diamond, as Rihanna said, and stop all the body positivity and really get to the nitty-gritty of how the next 3 months can be your chance to transform and catapult as the skinny gem you are, to behold that jawline and that long neck and that beautiful décolletage that you have, embracing the clavicle that you have so that we can see it, as at the moment it's probably covered in a load of fat. Just embracing the elegance, having that straight posture and walking in to every room like you own it. You deserve that. You need to give yourself that insurance, and you need to do that to create that lasting, positive generational impact that you possess, that you can actually give yourself. So again, ponder on it. Staying skinny, it is your ultimate health and financial insurance. You can actually do this. You can avoid poverty. You can avoid being chronically ill. You can climb the social ladder. But first, you need to emerge as someone that actually cares about themselves, that's someone that actually takes pride in themselves and actually has good habits as an adult and can make good choices and doesn't have to always, gorge in KFC and all of the carbaholic behaviour. It's as simple as that. So I leave you with part 1 and we will continue on to part 2. Again, I'm your girl, Anna, exclusive. We are exclusive here. We are not following the masses, but we are really getting to the nitty-gritty of everything, dissecting and being problem solvers of a really big problem at hand, obesity in the minorities, with the minorities and in communities of colour. Love you lots. It's your girl Anna, exclusive. We'll be back at it again with part 2. Bye-bye.